So recording is happening. Brother, good to see you. Let's jump right into it. You're about to get ready for the Lionheart Ultra Run. How is it going?
It's going perfect, man. The preparation is very challenging due to the fact that this is going to be the first ultra triathlon for 4 people Wolfpack. And we were supposed to go there last year, but due to the closure of the swimming pools, we didn't maintain the same schedule for trainings, and we were not as prepared at the time that the event was happening. And we made a pact that next year we have to go and try our best to finish it and to spread the word that even normal amateur athletes coming from other sports can still complete endurance races and gain so much more from that long period of grind, which is combining 3 sports at the same time. And I think this is a very powerful thing to do, especially if you're not in the field, if you're starting from scratch.
So basically what you're saying is, like, as an athlete coming from Jiu Jitsu, you made a transition to probably one of the most daunting things in sports in the world, and that's ultra runs and ultra marathons. Like, what made you decide to make the jump?
So basically last year I had a knee injury in the beginning of the winter, and the doctor told me that I cannot do anything else apart from swimming. And I was already familiar with some trail running. I had done half a marathon and some other short races. So I gave swimming a try, and that really helped my body to recover. And I said, why not test my capacity to see if I can become someone else? And ultimately that would definitely enhance my jiu-jitsu, because it gives me more endurance, because it lets me know that my body can be in work for 10 hours, 12 hours, 8 hours straight. And I have always believed in having more than one chair to sit. So if something happens in my life and I cannot do jiu-jitsu anymore, I think I can at least jump onto one of the other sports. And I think that's powerful. I think that amateur athletes who cannot exceed as much in one particular domain at this very given moment can definitely benefit from having a unique set of skills that is going to help them to develop their mind and their body.
So for this, you need a tremendous amount of drive and determination. What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you wake up in the morning with energy and a smile? Yes, what drives you, brother?
It's actually the feeling from my first ultra sky run last year. For 8 hours straight, 6.5 to 7 hours straight, I was running in the mountains, high hills, rough terrain. It was for about 32, 33 kilometers in a beautiful mountain range. On the top, you could see 3 countries at the same time. And during that race, I went through so many transformations in my mind, from crying to laughing to being one with the trail itself. And it clicked my mind that I have to endure a continuous amount of work in order to reveal my true self. So with every race, I'm taking a layer off to see what's really inside me and what actually drives me, because I think it gets a special person to know these things without a considerable challenge. So I tried to focus on the hard way of achieving it, because I saw that it's working. So this is something that really wakes me up in the morning, and even when I dread training, I try to come back stronger to it. And I just want to explore that world, man. I just want to um, to show people that it's possible to start from zero, to start late, and to still finish those races in the cutoff.
Beautifully said. Namaste. I'm happy to say that Jiu-Jitsu did similar things for me. It really helped me with peeling off the layers of self. So, talking about an active lifestyle, how do you feel that this active lifestyle has influenced the way you experience life?
I think that the active lifestyle is obviously it involves a lot of sports, so it's taking out a lot of the fear from you. You start to believe a little bit more because you get a small sense of pleasure every time you complete a small task, one training, two trainings, weeks of trainings, a competition. So that little sparkle of pleasure that drives you forward, I think it's very powerful because you can spread it out through your family, to your friends. My father did his first trail run this year. He hadn't run in or trained in the last 20 to 25 years. So I think sports is a powerful tool for the people that don't want to do sports at all, and also for the people that want to do sports but don't have the settings around them or don't have the instruments to start developing their sport habits.
For me, the active lifestyle, the sports is something very meaningful as well. I like yoga a lot, and when I look at yoga, most people know the physical exercises. And for me, the physical exercises are just like a little part for something much bigger that is being developed. And I'm happy to see that through other kinds of physical activity, you can start to develop the same things deep on the inside. Which brings me to another component of the work that we do. How do you feel nutrition impacts your results and impacts the way you experience life?
So back in the days, even though I was doing sports from a very young age, I didn't have a good relationship with food at all. I think some of the insecurities were popping up from over munching of sugary foods and having just the right amount of gluttony. But in recent years, especially during my times in the Netherlands, I had some health issues that could only be cured at the end with food, and that was my last resort. And since I found that food can be a medicine as well, and that most of the medicaments at the time were not making me feel that much better and were not healing my body. And I believed in it. I believed that through a better combination of your nutrition and a better choice for what you're eating, you can still get the flavor kick, but without the guilty feeling of having something that's not good for your body or your body reacts back bad to it.
You say something very interesting. You say it was your last resort. For me, food seems to be the first resort if I look at how my health is developing and what results I'm getting, what experience am I getting in the moment. So how come it was the last resort at that moment, and how do you feel about it now?
It was the last resort at the moment because I had a bad bacterial infection in my body from Jiu-Jitsu. But I think the medicaments from the first treatment didn't do as more than spreading it out. So I was on antibiotics once, couldn't do any studying, couldn't do any sleeping because it's just a horrible experience. Antibiotics twice, some other medicine as well. And then I turned to food because my mother told me, why don't you try to cut out all the dairy and all the meat from your diet just for 1 week to see if your body will pick it up and just get rid of it on its own. And that clicked for me. That I was desperate, you know. I couldn't do any more antibiotics at the time, so I was okay. Let's try this. And as soon as I saw that in 1 week of time, just cleaning the food, just making the right combinations, nothing too serious, no fermentation, no 2 weeks jars in your refrigerator. I saw the power, and I think when you see the power, you have to recognize it and befriend it. So now, for me, food is the #1 thing that I will go for recovery, that I will go for power, that I will go to feel great.
So have you noticed any effects on mood and how you feel at every moment?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that the difference between if you're gonna have two categories, good and bad food, the difference between good food and bad food is that the lasting effects of good food stay for longer than the pleasure of eating something bad, because you're savoring the moment. I totally get that when you're eating a big fat juicy burger, but then that is going to affect your body throughout the next 2 days. And I think that if you want to be healthy and you want to be around the people that you love in a good way, and you want to be with an open heart for them, if you eat something bad, it cannot be done, because it constipates you. Your body is trying to process something that is not meant to be there. And I think that fresh and nutritious food is only giving you that extra kick and power, so you can be ready for everything. You can be ready for training, for meeting. And I think it's a powerful tool that we underestimated a lot, but I think now we're in the right direction.
Yeah, if anything, now is the time more and more that awareness is growing of what a healthy lifestyle needs. And if we can contribute to this in any way, shape, or form, then that's very meaningful to me. And for you personally, now recognizing that food might be a step that comes before antibiotics rather than after is a tremendous growth, because the antibiotics has such a strong effect on the gut biome in our guts. And this incredibly sophisticated balance that we have with millions and millions and millions of other forms of life that are supporting our health, our mood, the way we metabolize and break down the nutrition that's coming in. That it's so important to have a healthy gut biome. And for sure, food for me should always be the first resort, together with enough rest, enough exercise, love and connection, being out in nature, exposed to the sun, exposed to temperature. Brother, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective and sharing your light on this situation. I wish you the best of luck for the ultra runs that you have lined up, because I know it's not only one, there's more coming.
Thank you.
And if there's anything that we from Nom Nom can do to support you, please let us know, because we have good nutritional experts that are able to support you along the way. Thank you for your time, and it's a blessing to have you on our team.
Much love and respect, Dennis. Thanks a lot for this opportunity, and I'll make sure to sweat the Nom Nom jersey at every event and training as much as I can, and even more.
Man, much love. See you soon.
See you soon.
Let's see if it recorded, bro. I'm gonna find out if it recorded, and I'll let you know in a little bit. This was probably the best interview I've ever done. So
yeah. Okay.
Very natural, very flowing.
Perfect.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks.